welcome back to my channel. So I'm really excited for this video because you guys know that I absolutely love Poundland, and I thought, you know what guys, let's do like a type of like DIY Poundland kind of hack video, because you guys are always asking me like where do I get my homeware bits and pieces from. A lot of the time it is from Poundland. If it's not from Poundland, it's from B&M, which is also a very affordable kind of shop. But a lot of the time, or the majority of the things that you see in this room and around my home is all from Poundland. Like, Poundland is absolutely brilliant for homeware bits, and I'm currently laughing because Mario, you can't see it, but there's a mirror on the floor and he can see himself in the mirror, and he's just like looking at himself in the mirror. What is that? Who is that? Look. Who is that, Chunks? Who is it? Who is that, Chunks? He's gonna have a fight with his little reflection. So I can't remember what I was saying then. But yeah, so I thought maybe I would do like a Poundland DIY like homeware type of video, just showing you some like Poundland hacks that I have thought of. And yeah, like I said, I absolutely love Poundland for homeware bits and pieces, but there's so many different bits and pieces in Poundland that you can actually pick up to create like new homeware stuff as well. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. So I am looking a right mess just because I've been busy cleaning all morning, and then I've been like getting everything ready for this video. So I have 3 hacks to do today, and then I do actually have another 3 hacks, but I'm going to do that in another video just because if not, this video is going to be way too long. So today we're going to be doing 3 DIY hacks. The first one is going to be a wooden sun mirror. I've seen these all over Pinterest and they're so expensive to buy, and I can create one for you guys just using some sticks from Poundland. Obviously everything's from Poundland. So we've got some willow edge roll. Yep, this was £1, and then you just need a like glass mirror, and this comes from the wedding section in Poundland. So these are the materials you're going to need to create the mirror, and the actual kind of bits and pieces that you need to like assemble this mirror is a glue gun. You can use other types of glue, but I just feel like glue is just like the best for the hacks I'm going to show you today. But I actually picked up this glue gun in Poundland, and this was £2, and then I picked up an extra pack of glue sticks. So you get 32 glue sticks for £2 also, and then you're going to need some like pliers just to like cut the metal. So yeah, that's all you're going to need. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is obviously heat up your glue gun. I've just put mine on a tray just to stop it from getting onto the carpet. And now all I'm going to do is separate all of the bits of wood from the metal, because we want the sticks to obviously be free. So I'm just going to use my pliers to try and cut the metal and separate all of the like twigs. So now I've separated all of my bits and pieces of wood, I'm going to start sticking them to my mirror. So you can stick the bits of wood onto the front of the mirror, but I preferably like them on the back. I feel like it looks a little bit more tidy, but then you still have that kind of rustic look. I'm probably going to start sticking them, so they're probably like a finger width onto the mirror, if that makes sense. I'm gonna not do them too close together. I'm gonna leave like a little bit of a gap in between each like twig. Now I've finished sticking on all of the bits of wood, I'm just going to go round with my glue gun again, and I'm just going to pour like the glue on top of the sticks and around obviously the ends of the sticks, just to make sure they're totally stuck on. Now I've secured all my sticks, all you need to do is just add like a bit of string, use your glue gun to attach that, and then it's ready to be hung up on the wall. So guys, for this next DIY project, you are going to need a lot of patience. You're also going to need some wire netting. You're also going to need a hula hoop. I picked up the smallest one I could find. You're going to need some ivy. So at the moment in the garden section, they're doing bags of ivy. You're also going to need some string. They had a lot of this in my Poundland in the garden section. They had like a pack of 4, so you get 2 green and then 2 this colour. You're going to also need some little pegs. I have my pegs already in the house, but Poundland do little pegs in the craft section, or you could just use like normal pegs for like clothing. You're also going to need some scissors, some pliers, and also your glue gun again. As you can hear, the hula hoop has beads inside. I want to remove them, but also I want to make my hula hoop shorter. I would say a Stanley blade would probably be better to use to cut this, but mine actually has been like, this hula hoop seems to be connected with a bit of sellotape, so I'm hoping if I just cut through the sellotape I can make this, like unplug this. Yep, there we go. And then I'm just going to remove all of the beads. So I'm going to cut the tube down. This is where I think a Stanley blade would be easier, but I can't find one anywhere, so I'm going to try and attempt to cut mine. Oh look, that cut pretty easy. Now I've undone the netting, I'm just going to lay it out onto the floor. You probably would do with some like work gloves, because the metal can be obviously a bit spiky. Now I've laid out the netting, I'm going to cut it so it's a little bit bigger than the hoops. I'm just going to cut it straight down here. So now I've cut down the wire to a smaller square shape. It's going to be a lot more easier to obviously work with. I also actually cut down my hula hoop because I figured out that it's actually still a little bit too big for where I want it to go on my wall. So I've now cut it down a little bit more smaller. And now we're going to do is obviously make the wire into a circular shape. We obviously want to keep it a little bit more bigger than the hoop, because if we cut it too small, then obviously we're going to have to start again. So I'm going to use my books to weigh down obviously the wire, and then also hopefully it's going to be a little bit more easier to like work with. Now you can see we've got more of a circular shape now, and it kind of fits the hula hoop a little bit better now. So there's still going to be scraggly bits we're going to have to trim off, but for now we're going to just put this aside. And what we're going to do now is where you're going to need more patience again, is you're going to need the string, and then I'm going to actually undo my hula hoop and pop the string inside, and then I'm going to joint it back together, and that's what's going to keep my string like in place. Now all you need to do is get your string and then just keep wrapping it around the hula hoop until the whole hula hoop is covered in this string. So like I said, you're going to need a lot of patience, but it will definitely be worth it. So as you can see, it's just wrapping round and round and round. After a long time, I finally covered the whole ring. So now it's time to obviously try and attach the wire bit. So what we're going to do is, where there's bits that are obviously still like a square shape, we're just going to get bits of the string and just try and tie it on as tight as we can and then we'll obviously have to just trim down all the sharp bits again. So now I've tied as much as I can up. I'm going to trim down all of the string, but obviously not too far down because we don't want it to obviously unwrap. But when we wrap the ivy round, it will hide a lot of the tufty bits. So now everything's all secure and tied on and trimmed down, but now we're going to add the ivy. And yeah, all you want to do is wrap the ivy round or glue it down, or just basically put it around however you want, really. So now I'm happy with how the ivy is. You can go ahead and add another bit of string so you can obviously hang it onto the wall, and then all you need to do is just add your little pegs, and then yeah, voila. Now it's time for the last DIY, and depending on how many sticks you used in the first DIY, you should have some left over, and you're going to need them for this DIY. You're also going to need one of these kind of photo frame peg boxes, like I don't know what you'd call this. And then for like the kind of equipment, you're going to need your glue gun again, string. Yet again, for this project you're going to need a lot of patience, and then you're going to want a Stanley blade or any kind of like knife, because you need like a knife to cut the twigs, and then obviously a chopping board to chop your twigs down on. So yeah, let's get started. So what you're going to want to do is obviously remove these bits of paper, because, well, you don't need them anymore. You're going to obviously want to put your own beautiful pictures on the frame. And then all you need to do is just push the back out. Just be careful, obviously there might be a few like pins. What we're going to want to do is we want to cut down all of our twigs so we can actually place these in the back of the frame. So you want to make sure that they're going to be cut so they can lay on the little frame edge, because if they're either too small they'll go through the frame, if they're too big obviously they won't lay flat. So now I've cut down all of my sticks, they're all the correct size. So now this is the bit where it's obviously going to take a lot of patience, and what we're going to do is similar to the last project with the hula hoop. We're going to use this string to wrap around the frame. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can keep the frame as is, or you can repaint it. Okay, so now I've covered the whole of the frame. The sides obviously are a little bit more harder to wrap around, but I don't mind like the sides showing. I don't think it looks that bad, but you can easily cover that up with another little bit of twig, or you can easily just cut some string out and then glue that on, but I'm just going to leave mine as is. I did detach one end of the string just so it was easier to wrap my string round, so I'm now going to go and attach that. Okay, so now I'm going to attach all of my sticks, but what I'm doing is I'm just making sure I know where I want to place them, and then I'll go ahead and then obviously glue them into place. Now all my sticks are glued on. I did add a line of glue along the sticks just so they're a little bit more secure, and now I'm just going to add obviously a little bit of string so I can hang it up on the wall. You can use an old belt, or I would probably prefer like a thicker bit of string just because this is like a bit too thin, but this is all we've got, so I'm just gonna like measure up and then cut that down to size, and then I'm just gonna glue that on with the glue gun. So guys, that's the end of my Poundland DIY homeware projects. I hope you did enjoy this video. Obviously, it's my first time doing this type of video, so I have never filmed like a video like this before. So I do obviously have another DIY like Poundland homeware video coming soon, like in a couple of weeks time. So if there is any kind of like tips you want to leave in the comment section down below for me, just so that next time maybe I can make the video a little bit more easier to follow, maybe I can change the camera angle a little bit better, let me know what you think. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.